My name is Rob, and today I'm going to explain why people experience relief from health issues after switching from the standard American diet to a diet which may not be optimal, but is still better than the standard American diet. First of all, let me explain that there are diets that are much worse than the standard American diet. So, for example, there's the guy in the documentary Super Size Me who ate nothing but McDonald's every single day for all 3 meals for a month. He started to experience all kinds of health issues that he didn't have previously. Now, you have to remember that the human body has an internal healing mechanism that is constantly trying to fix and correct any injuries, diseases, or chronic health conditions that you may have. I made a whole video about this that I strongly urge you to watch. But to sum up that video, basically, the human body is always striving to correct any and fix any injuries you may have, and is also trying to cure any illness or disease also. You can see this if you sprain your wrist, break your leg, or you cut your finger in the kitchen. If the human body on its own will slowly heal the injury. This also happens when you're sick. So if you catch a cold or the flu, without any antibiotics or any cold medicine, if you take rest, the illness will slowly go away. Now, if it didn't happen, you would have the cold or the flu for the rest of your life. So this internal healing mechanism is working at all times to move you further and further away from illness and disease all the time. So just as you can get sicker from moving from the standard American diet to the Super Size Me diet, if you were on the Super Size Me diet and you moved to the standard American diet, you'd experience a reduction in health problems, and you would continue to see a reduction in health problems as you move along the scale from a worse diet to an even better diet. So now from the standard American diet, if you were to cut out white sugar, white flour, salt, caffeine, and alcohol, but ate everything else, you would see a massive improvement in health, as I did when I first went to a naturopathic physician when I was 17. And he put me on this type of diet to correct my health issues. Now, if you went further along and you cut out fried foods and started eating more raw food in your diet and less cooked food, you'd actually see an even greater reduction in your health issues as a result. Finally, if you cut out fried foods and move slowly off a cooked food diet to a more raw food diet, and then finally to an all raw food diet, still avoiding all the things I mentioned earlier, you would have similar outcomes to what is seen with wild animals in the wild, as that's the way they eat. So your health would slowly but surely revert to that state, which is to say that you would experience very few health issues. Animals in the wild don't actually experience anywhere near as many health issues as humans and domesticated animals, which actually experience a lot of health issues. So this change from eating more cooked food to eating more raw foods would cause your internal healing mechanism to be able to heal even more health issues, just as it did when you had switched from eating the standard American diet to one that omitted white sugar, white flour, salt, caffeine, and alcohol. So now add into this getting more sunshine and sleeping more hours each night and possibly exercising more, and also switching to eating organic produce rather than conventionally grown food. You would actually see an even further reduction in health issues. As health is not affected by a diet alone but by lifestyle factors in general, and humans are evolved to live under a warm tropical sun, not be indoors watching Netflix all the time. And of course, our food is much healthier if it isn't full of toxic pesticides. In some of my previous videos, I had mentioned the Gerson diet, which is a diet that cures cancer and other terminal illnesses, as well as most other health problems. So Dr. Max Gerson was a medical doctor who, in the 1930s, cured thousands of people of all kinds of health problems with diet, including terminal illnesses up to and including cancer. And his clinic still actually continues to do this to this day. Now, this diet is a completely raw vegan diet that completely eliminates all processed foods, such as white sugar and white flour, caffeine, alcohol, salt, but also has a high degree of freshly squeezed raw fruit and vegetable juices. And this allows the internal healing mechanism to get rid of all kinds of illnesses, up to and including terminal illnesses, one of which is cancer. So now, what if I told you, though, that a very famous Hollywood actor healed himself of cancer on a Subpar diet? Would you believe this? So this actor is actually Dirk Benedict, who played Face on the A-Team, and also Starbuck on Battlestar Galactica. These are actually two of my favorite TV shows that I used to watch regularly as a kid. So Dirk Benedict switched from the standard American diet to a macrobiotic diet, which is a diet that eliminates all processed foods, including white flour and white sugar and white rice as well, and also eliminates salt, alcohol, and caffeine. But it's actually extremely low on raw foods, including fruit, all of which have all kinds of antioxidants and cancer-fighting compounds. So raw fruit and vegetables actually fight cancer, and they prevent illness generally, including protecting you against bacterial and viral infections. So in reality, he was not eating a lot of the things that actually fight cancer, but he did eliminate most of the things that actually cause cancer. And so in spite of this, was actually able to still get rid of his cancer. Now this diet is still much better than the standard American diet, which produces all kinds of health problems. Virtually any and all health problems you can possibly think of, including cancer. But compared to the optimal diet for humans, which is more similar to the Gerson diet, this diet that he went on is actually suboptimal, meaning that it's better than what most people eat, but it's not as good as the diet that has proven not only to cure terminal illnesses, but cancer also, which is the Gerson diet. So compared to the optimal diet for humans, the macrobiotic diet actually falls short. But Dirk Benedict was able to cure himself of cancer using this diet because it still eliminates a large percentage of the things that not only cause most health issues, but cancer also. Even on this diet, his internal healing mechanism was able to, over a period of 2 years, rid Benedict of cancer. Benedict's doctor had given him only a short period of time to live, but thanks to the macrobiotic diet, Benedict is still alive and cancer-free today. What this actually shows is that you can abuse your body quite a bit and still not get cancer, and that cancer is actually a result of regular abuse to your body over a long and extended period of time, or extreme abuse for a short period of time. So now the reality is that anyone who eats the standard American diet is really abusing their body to a high degree. Eating based on taste alone and not thinking about what you're actually eating is a huge mistake that most North Americans and most people around the world make. So even if you were to adopt a macrobiotic diet, which is actually not an optimal diet because it's very low on raw food, you would still be able to avoid getting cancer. This seems to be the case because Dirk Benedict, the famous Hollywood actor in the A-Team and Battlestar Galactica, was actually able to rid himself of cancer by following that. So I guess the point of this video is just to show you that when it comes to your health, even if you can't do everything, you should at least do what you can. Even if you can't switch to a raw food diet completely devoid of processed foods, salt, alcohol, and caffeine, which is the way most creatures in the wild live, at least do whatever you can. Now, if you're currently on the standard American diet, at the very least cut out processed foods such as white flour and white sugar, possibly even white rice, as well as salt, alcohol, and caffeine as well. And just start there. And you'll notice a huge difference in your health. Keep doing this and slowly work towards cutting out fried foods as well, and slowly increase your ratio of raw to cooked foods. And the closer you get to the optimal diet that is eaten in the wild by all wild animals, the better your health outcomes will be. It's really up to you how healthy you want to become. You are in the driver's seat of your own health, and the healthier you eat, the healthier you'll be. So personally, even I don't eat a fully raw diet, but since I eat a large percentage of my food raw and uncooked, and I avoid all the things I mentioned earlier, I do in general have much better health than most people. Don't forget also to get as much sunlight as you can, as this is also very important for good health, as it's really hard to have good health without getting sunshine on a regular basis, and get lots of exercise and sleep as well. Anyway, I hope you found this video informative and entertaining. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Okay, bye for now.